Giants have had the worst offense in the NFL so far this season. They're last in points per game, offensive efficiency, and tied for the worst in yards per play. The Bengals, with an injured Joe Burrow who's trying to play through it, are the only team who have averaged fewer yards per game this season. Head coach Brian Dable weighed in on the struggles.
We didn't play a complimentary football game, so turned the football over. Had some opportunities, but didn't score any points. Didn't get the job done. So.
You say it's the first quarter of the season, but how eye-opening is it to you? I mean, you're not just losing games, you lost by 40, 18, and 20.
I know the scores, Jordan. I got you. Yeah, not good. So a lot of work that needs to be done.
It's okay for us to expect more out of the performance from Daniel Jones. 11 sacks. I count 4 of them on the offensive line, but 4 plays to kind of show you the difference. All right, so this is going to be empty protection. The back is not part of it. Now, when you're in empty protection, that means that I have 5 guys in my protection plan. Now, the Seahawks have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up there as well. That means that anybody that is not part of that initial 5 pressures, we as quarterbacks are hot. Means no one's responsible for him. We are when it comes to protection. Well, you guys just saw, here comes this edge defender. He's not part of that initial 5 in the plan. That means Daniel Jones got to get the ball in his hands. He's not even looking that way, because if he was, he would throw this route to Wan'Dale Robinson. Right now, there is no sack. So there's one of those 11 sacks, absolutely not on that offensive line. Now let's go to the sack fumble, okay? Now, we call this player an overhang player, meaning he's outside of anybody on the line of scrimmage that's not a wide receiver. Now, this is going to be the sack fumble. One of 3 things can happen if you are the Giants. Number 1, you have somebody block him initially, because Daniel Jones is going to run a play action, somewhat bootleg setup. You have someone block him. That could be process number 1. Number 2, you just don't run the play. Gary Kubiak, a coach of mine, would never run a play action or bootleg to that unblocked defender. Or number 3, Daniel Jones has got to be aware that there's an unblocked defender on that edge. And as the Wan'Dale Robinson motion comes and you make that fake, you got to snap your head around, find that guy. Because if you did, you could easily dump this ball off to the hot guy. Wan'Dale Robinson sees it. He's saying, throw me the football. Daniel doesn't. There's that sack, fumble, and an easy setup score for the Seattle Seahawks offense. That's not on the offensive line. That's on either the plan or Daniel Jones execution-wise. Now let's go to the end of the first half and a throw. We have a slot out right here to Wan'Dale Robinson and a go route on the outside. Quarterbacks were taught early on, when we have a slot out, we got to find that outside defender, that corner. If he's a cover 2 flat corner, we have to see what he does, both pre and post snap, if we are going to try to throw that out. I want everyone to watch Woolen here. He's on the 26-yard line. He's got vision on Daniel Jones right now. Daniel has to be staring back at Woolen going, what are you doing? But instead, he's just going to throw the ball to Wan'Dale Robinson, but that actually should be a hole shot on 2nd and 8, but it's almost intercepted by Woolen for an interception for the defense. That's not on the offensive line. That's on Daniel Jones. Now let's go to the pick 6. This is called a China concept, okay? What the concept is this. We are going to run whirly route, and corner, okay? The progression for the quarterback is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, full progression. Daniel Jones drops back and throws this, even though this defender is right here, and Bobby Wagner, a Hall of Famer, is right there. He should absolutely not throw that football. The ball should be either to the back corner, to Waller, or you throw it on Wan'Dale Robinson's chest and it's a completion. That's not on the offensive line. So I understand he's playing with backup offensive linemen, and they did not play great. But out of those 11 sacks that we talked about, 1 is Paris Campbell on a trick play, so it's 10. 4 of them on the offensive line. 6 of them are on Daniel Jones, either holding the ball too long, trying to escape, and maybe he runs for 1 or 2 yards. So we can't pin it all on the offensive line. Those are 4 clips right there that I think it's okay for us to sit there and say, I expect our 6-year, $40+ million a year quarterback to figure them out.
You know what's so disappointing is that we have these conversations and these visceral reactions to the game, like looking at it last night, 25 pressures, 11 sacks, and immediately you know what the consensus is. Offensive line, terrible.
Right.
These are the things. This is why what you do, D.O., with quarterbacks, is so important, bro, to get people to understand that, because those guys going to get killed now.
Sure.
Those 5 guys up front are going to get massacred in the New York media.
Right.
But for you to point out why these certain things are happening is very important, man.
Yeah, so that pick 6 from Witherspoon, he actually talked about it. I want you guys to listen to this, and then we'll talk about that.
We're just running the coverage. We seen the play that we seen on film formation. He ran basically a return route. So I jumped it. He threw the ball. I just tried to get to the box. That was really my whole mindset. Just don't get caught. But I'm really mad at Reed and J Love because they made me look slow. They can't even walk me down, they made me look slow. But shout out to them for sure. But I was just trying to get to the box, man. That was an incredible moment for me. First career pick is a pick 6 on Monday Night Football, man. Just it don't get no better.
I mean, are those comments concerning for the Giants?
I mean, he had another quote that said, "We knew Daniel Jones liked to look down his first target."
Yeah.
That is troubling for all the reasons that Dan pointed out, because this is a rookie DB that had the game of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Much love to Devon Witherspoon because he balled out. But when you watch him play, him and this defense, they played like they had the answers to the test.
Yeah.
And that can't happen for your franchise quarterback to be the weak link. If you watch, he had the 2 sacks, the pick 6, but there are another 3 sacks that when Daniel Jones gets tackled, he is looking for the person that Devon Witherspoon is playing. And again, for a rookie DB to come in on Monday Night Football to play with that kind of conviction is concerning about the quarterback because you gave him the answers.
I'm concerned about Darren Waller in this offense. Like where is he? 3 targets last night. Again, he's supposed to be the matchup guy. Like when we start talking about these offensive woes and deficiencies, he's supposed to be a guy you can stare down. And if it's man-to-man coverage, give him a chance.
It won't matter.
Dan, the one you showed in the back, on the back end, put the ball up in the air for your 6'7" tight end and see if he can go make a play. I talked about it last week as well. Like, we thought Darren Waller was going to be the answer. Now, obviously, Saquon is out, but I thought he would be the answer to a lot of these issues that y'all talking about.
Right.
Because what Zach Wilson did in the game was, I find a one-on-one matchup, I have an advantage, get the ball to him. It seems like Daniel is playing blind right now.
He's regressed from last year. Daniel last year grew into like a problem solver. Right now, he's a problem creator for that offense. That's a bad deal, man.
Which is weird because you think about it. I mean, Saquon obviously has something to do with that. We'll see if he comes back relatively soon. It seems like he might, but either way, not good there. Hey, nothing better than this, though, from our girl, Mina Kimes. First Seahawks game on the couch with her newborn son, and the team gets a win. As she says there, the Seahawks has never lost a game
She's going to look at football
lifetime.
totally different now.